Save 8% off your order at TrueTechTools.com by using the Shop Talk discount code. Oh, pressure's on. Now we're live again. What to say? Every time before I go live, I think to myself, what am I going to say this time? And then for the next hour, crap just comes out of my mouth. And every single time it ends up like that. I don't know what I'm going to say this time. Actually, I do. There is a plan, but there is a certain degree of like, how are we going to fill up like an hour? And then I just do, and it just happens. And you guys help. Of course, you call in. It would be nice if I plugged my phone in. That would be beneficial. That way when you guys call in, you could actually talk to me. That's nice. Oh, so prepared, Zach. So prepared, like usual. Always everything but one thing. All right. The phone is plugged in. Okay. We'll take phone calls a little bit later. Been talking to the guys on Discord. I've been mentioning Discord because it's something that I didn't understand. I still don't understand. But it's like a chatting thing that gamers use. So I actually have a Discord server, is what they call it. Then people come on and have like these long conversation threads about whatever. We were talking about HVAC stuff. Got about 23 guys over there now. Have a few of them online. Of course, Bimco's online. He's playing cars, play soccer on his Nintendo or whatever. So he'll be listening while he's playing cars. I don't know. There's Rocket League. That's what it's called. He's playing Rocket League with his buddies, and I'm sure he's on there talking to them. And he's asking me to make a gaming channel, although I don't know what that is on Discord. I assume it's just another channel where gamers talk. Maybe it's more complicated than that, but I do not know. Jessica Egan, it's good to see you watching the show. Good to see you back. Brian lets you off early enough where you can watch the show. That's good. We all have to listen to his podcast. He can let us listen to mine too. It'd be nice. Just digging the new intro. Thank you. There's one spot in that intro where it's like the boxes don't line up. That will be repaired. I did not see that on the small screen in my editor, but now I do. Raw Mesa says, I'm watching on my phone and television for more views. Hey man, I like that, man. Everybody turn on 50 devices. I'm not quite sure what that does. Maybe YouTube monetizes that higher. Give me more money at the end of the month. That's great. Let's all turn on everything we have and watch this show. That'd be fantastic. We have Brandon. Brandon Benny, the poor guy who uses his T-Mobile hotspot for the first 3 days of the month, and then he's all alone with his first generation wireless after that. Brandon, I'm glad you're just able to sit at the McDonald's and watch this on your phone with the Wi-Fi. I appreciate it. Adam Haichi. Adam Haichi is one of our good friends here that works on the water source heat pumps. Also, Bimco works on the water source heat pumps, although I don't see him in the chat. He's probably, like I said, playing Verizon, not T-Mobile. How outlandish. How crazy was that? I'll tell you one thing. He has either like a 4G or 5G hotspot, which I've used those too. Whenever we were in between houses, I used a hotspot. But when you go from like 4G to 3G, it's like you're going to a third world country. Nothing works anymore. You're watching a video. It's like, I can't watch this video in 4K. What are we, cavemen? I can't even see in 4K. I mean, that goes to show you. They have like 8K televisions that come out. Samsung's got like an 8K television. It's got the best colors you've never seen before. Colors that were just invented by Samsung and put into their 8K television. Well, my eyes are like 480p. So I can't see 8K. I can't see 4K, high definition. I put my videos in high definition for y'all's benefit because I assume you can see. That's what I'm doing. We got both the Egans here. Craig and Jessica. If you were collecting the whole set now, we have it. We have both Egans. Hey, we're going to take phone calls too, so I expect at least one Egan or like some sort of conference call talking about what you guys have been doing. We talked a lot with a lot of techs who call in, which I love that. That's what the show's about. I have stuff that I'm going to talk about, but whatever about that stuff. That gets some sort of conversation started. Hey, great, I've done my job. But I really want you guys to call in. You'll see the thing on the screen. I'll put it up like when it's time for you to call in. You can go ahead and call in. I do have a couple things that I'm going to run over. Bill Spone, you guys know him, TrueTechTools.com. TrueTech Tools. They're a sponsor of this show. Hold on a second. I can consolidate my activities here. Hey, TrueTechTools.com. Use the Shop Talk discount code to save 8% on all your HVAC testing supplies and, evidently, condensate pumps. So they have a whole bunch of stuff, even the refrigeration technology stuff. See how we're going to hit sponsors here seamlessly? If I didn't say anything, you guys wouldn't even notice. You'd be like, I just got to buy that stuff, bro. Refrigeration technologies, refrigetech.com. Get your coil cleaners. Come on, it's time to spray off some coils, ain't it? It's spring. Get your coil cleaners. You can get the blue one, the green one, the orange one, whichever one you like the best. Just get Refrigeration Technologies. There you go. Craig says he's cooking chicken and rice for supper, and I guess he's laying the framework for trying to get out of calling me. He's saying he's cooking the rice, like chicken and rice takes a long time. I mean, show goes for a while, Craig. You can call in after the chicken and rice. It'll be fine. Chicken and rice is good, though, so I mean, I understand. T-Lex says, I live and watch my cell phone day and night, can never see 4K. Yeah, I don't know what 4K is all about. It's a beautiful thing that I've never seen. It's like people that have gone to places that are beautiful, the Parthenon. You go to the Colosseum. You go to the pyramids. You go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You see those things. That's like me seeing 4K. It just doesn't happen. I just don't see those things. I'm not going to those places. I mean, I got a book, but that's not the same, right? But evidently it's the best thing. And there's 8K, and there's probably going to be 12K, and then there's going to be 16K, and then there's just going to be, they're going to have to invent robot eyes for everybody. That's what's going to happen. But I was going somewhere with this. TrueTech Tools has a couple things going on. First and foremost, they have a giveaway every month, but this month is going to be extra special because it's like their 15th anniversary giveaway. And here it goes. TrueTech Tools, and I have it up on the screen here for YouTube guys, podcast guys, I will read it out to you. TrueTech Tools monthly giveaway. There's 10 chances to win. 15-year anniversary giveaway. Enter for a chance to win a special edition Vito MB3B. It's not a droid from Star Wars, it's a bag. The MB3B meter bag packed with a variety of essential tools. Now, you might say to yourself, Zach, what are these essential tools that are so essential? I'm doing air quotations here. Essential tools. Well, here they are. Including TrueTech Tools Edition Vito MB3B meter bag, Testo 550i refrigerant manifold, Field Piece JL3 KMNO. Let me start that over. That's too many letters, Field Piece. Let's just make it simple. JL3 KMN2 dual manometer kit. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's going to be a good prize. AccuTools Blue Vac Micro Digital Micron Gauge. The Sauerman Dual Input Smart Thermometer. It's a smart thermometer, guys. The Inficon Waytech HD Wireless Scale. I think that's the one Ralph ran over with the truck, so you know that's good. CPS Premium Ball Valve Hoses. Fantastic. Navac High Flow Black Refrigerant Hose. I don't know what that means to be a high flow hose. Maybe it's just a bigger hose. Sounds great, though. Navac Core Removal Tool. I used one of those yesterday. Works great. UEI Digital Indux Psychrometer. It looks like the DTH one that I used to use. And I know you guys won't be able to see it, but if you look right up in the picture next to the Vito bag, the yellow probe thermometer, I think that's it, DTH 35 maybe. That thing is awesome. I love that thing. The Hillmore Portable Work Light, the Hillmore Mini Work Light, Malco Mini Aviation Snips, TrueTech Tools hat, and a Malco hat. There's guys out there that are like, I want them hats. They're going to look at that list of like a $2,000 worth of crap and go, man, I got to get that hat, bro. It's going to be about the hat. Something about hats, dude. If you want to enter this thing, there's a link in the description of this video. You can enter it. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, man, I am going to put the link there too. So you can do that as well. Jessica says she wants the bag. She wants the bag, bro. And it is a nice bag. I've had this bag. I'm going to tell you the truth about this bag. This bag holds a lot more than it looks like it holds. It's a big old bag. Let me put that other picture right up there. You can see it a little bit better there. You get a testo manifold too. See how big that bag is? Because you know how big a manifold base is. It's huge. You can hold your meter all right. You can hold like 5 meters. Fluke, mind you. You can hold 5 SC680s in there. That's going out on a limb there because that's like 75 pounds worth of meters. The field piece, for you guys who don't know, the SC680 is the largest meter ever made. You can actually stand on one end and not see the other end because basically the human eye cannot see that far. And it's actually used in case of emergency as a flotation device. It's large enough where you and 4 other full-size men can get on it and float to safety. That's the SC680. It's a biggin. It's a biggin. It's a biggin. Okay. Not only is there a giveaway here, but TrueTechTools.com, shock.discount code. They're selling this TrueTech Tools 15th Anniversary Vito Pro Pack MB3B Meter Tool Bag 2. As you can see here, it's $154.95. Okay, so if you win that thing, I mean, just imagine how much these prizes are worth. It's like $1,000 plus. Easy. I say easy. Watch it be like, no, it's like $9.94, Zach. You're an idiot. No, it looks like more than $1,000. You can get the bag also. It's special edition. You can see it written right up there above the Vito insignia. There's a special thing right there. It's nice. Craig says he uses that bag. Adam Heitch, that's right. The Field Piece Fish Bat. The Field Piece SC680 multimeter / murder weapon is also named the Field Piece Fish Bat. That's what I called it because I don't know if you guys are familiar with fishing, but every now and then you got to beat the crap out of some fish. So they make this tiny bat, and I'm not lying. It's like a tiny bat that you hit fish with to knock them out and to murder them. It's a real thing. Google it. I'm not lying. We've actually owned a fish bat, tiny metal fish bat. Hey, it's one of those things. Alrighty then. Okay, let's get away from that because it gets a little bit creepy after a while. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through a series of things that I have here for you guys to discuss. You can discuss it with me. You can call in. In fact, I'll put a little thing up. You can call in at any point now, and I hope you do. I hope somebody calls in to have an interesting story. If you're gonna call in and tell me what you had for lunch, I'm gonna hang up on you. Okay, so don't be calling in telling me what you had for lunch because I don't care. Because I didn't get to eat lunch. So I don't want to hear about other people who did. But I'm going to run through these things until someone does that. Here we go. First, I want to tell you guys, and podcast guys, again, bear with me here. We're looking at a picture of a condenser fan motor, which is facing up right now, but typically it faces downward, as you might guess. And there's a large red arrow pointing to a little rubber thing on the screen here, but it's in the base of this motor. And what this is called is a drain plug. And well, we got a caller here. Let's see if he tells me what he's had for lunch, because I know it's what he's going to do. We'll see what happens here. You're on the air.
Oh, hold on. Bluetooth. There we go. I had Hardee's.
Did you just call the show and tell me to hold on? This is
I
live.
got it. Oh, the phone switches to Bluetooth.
Hey man, this whole apparatus is live. We got to roll with this. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep going.
I fixed it.
You fixed it.
I fixed it.
What now? What did you do?
Oh, my phone automatically switches to the big Bluetooth earpiece all the time.
Oh well, yeah, we had that problem with in the middle of the show one time. It switched to my car, which was funny. My car drove by, and all of a sudden, I couldn't hear anything any longer because the stupid phone hooked up to my car speakers.
Yeah, my phone does it every single time I use it. It's really dumb.
Did you just say you ate at Hardee's?
Yeah, I ate at Hardee's.
I thought Hardee's was just like the worst. You like Hardee's?
I ate Thick Burger Thursday.
Thick Burger Thursday. Hey, what's Friday? Coronary Friday?
Hardee's is better than McDonald's.
Hey, well, I can't really argue that. I mean, it's like the same thing to me. But Hardee's around here, like, I don't know. A long time ago, I used to eat at Hardee's all the time, but now it's like, what they got? A bunch of overpriced burgers.
Everything's overpriced now.
Oh, you got that right. Are you working still?
I'm just cleaning off my shop vacs filter. My wife wants to wash out her vacuum on her truck.
Oh, man. Aren't you a great husband?
I mean, I was cleaning up the yard all night.
Oh, man. Well, it's not night there, right? It's still light outside?
It's still light. It's only 7:45 or something right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's dark here. See, it's dark.
Wife and the kid just got home from softball practice a couple minutes ago.
Did your wife have softball practice, or was it just the kid?
No, the kid did.
Okay, I didn't know. It would have been interesting if they played on the same team.
No, they did not.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. If I could go back in time and play against the other kids in minor league now, I would be dominating. It would be great. I would probably hit some kids because back in the day I was a pitcher and I did hit a few people, including one kid right there in the Adam's apple. I thought he was about to die.
Yeah, he probably deserved it.
He was a jerk. He was a jerk. I was the apparatus of revenge, and yeah.
Well, I better turn this direction towards HVAC, or we're gonna get booed off the internet.
Well, probably so. Probably YouTube shut this thing down for non-content related conversation.
Yep.
So, what are you going to tell me about HVAC? What's the deal?
Oh, what did I do today? I set a condenser this morning. It was like 35 degrees. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, good vacuum weather.
Yep. Hey, got her down to 80 microns.
You got an extra. What kind of vacuum rig do you have? Here's a conversation. Tell us about your vacuum rig.
Oof, what is it? It's JB 8 CFM 7.
Is it the Eliminator?
Is it the what?
The Eliminator. JB has one called the Eliminator. It's like 7 CFM, right? I think I should have this thing.
I'm putting some shit in the back. Oh, sorry. Stuff in the back of my van.
We're like dropping glass on the ground.
Oh, that was jack stands. I'm going to rotate my tires on my van tomorrow.
Oh.
At work. It's a JB Platinum.
Yeah.
I think it's 8 CFM.
I think it's the same one.
I think the 7 CFM is the Eliminator.
Oh, okay. All right. So you got the JB. What do you got it hooked to?
What do I have the what?
What do you have it hooked to?
Oh, it's I got the Appion, the big hose.
You got them going from the pump to the core removers?
Yep, I got 2 core removers. Yep.
Appions?
Yep, Appion, and then Appion core removers, and what is my vacuum gauge? I think it's a total line vacuum gauge.
You got all that name brand crap, and then you got this total line thing? Man.
Yep.
It's probably just fine. Is it like a square?
Yeah, it's like a, yep.
Yeah. It's probably a JB micron gauge because I had a little square one. Then I noticed that there's all these off brands that had the exact same design. So somebody copied somebody. It lasts forever.
It works fine enough.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably just as fine as anything else. Except for Bluetooth. Probably don't have the Bluetooth.
No, that don't have Bluetooth.
Do you want it to have Bluetooth?
I mean, I don't know. Probably doesn't really matter that much to me.
I don't think it does really. I mean, I can't imagine that I'll be monitoring the vacuum via Bluetooth unless it wants to text me or something when it gets to like 350. That'd be nice, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I had everything else done, so I was just standing there watching it pump down.
Well, that's what happens. That's what the vacuum's all about. The vacuum for me is it's time to pick up trash and put it in a box, and I'll come back when I'm done, and we'll see where we're at.
Yeah, well, we put the furnace in this winter, and then so we had the coil in, the drain was all done, the line set was already ran. All I had to do was braze it, set the condenser, braze it up. The disconnect was in with the whip sitting there already. I mean, all I had to do was set the unit, braze it in.
So you didn't do it at the time when you did the rest of the stuff because it was what, like minus 17 or something?
And like a foot of snow on the ground.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. Okay.
And it's on the river, so it was nice and windy.
Now what river is it?
The Chippewa River.
The Chippewa.
Yeah.
That's not a Tim McGraw song.
I mean, he has a song that he talks about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indian Outlaw.
Can you sing it?
I could, but I'm not going to.
That's one of them ones you just want to sing.
I can speak the lyrics.
Yeah, no, but it's one of them songs like you hear it and you like it comes on the radio. It's like, I'm an Indian outlaw, how dare get Choctaw. You know, you just want to sing along with it.
Well, his baby is a Chippewa. She's a one of a kind.
So yeah, you're familiar with this, which is weird because you wouldn't think that people up north like yourself listen to this country music.
I mean, we listen to country music sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Everybody listens to different stuff. It's not like I live out in the woods. Well, I live out in the woods. Not like most people live out in the woods.
Yeah, but living out in the woods is the best to
I
me.
mean, yes, I agree.
People just foul things up, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, I'm looking at 2 horses right now.
Are you looking at
Not
2
my
horses?
horses.
That's how I spend my evening. In fact, I just stare at these 2 horses. They stare at me, and every now and then they go,
Oh, there's a donkey over there too. No, he's a mule, I guess.
"Are these your animals?
No, I don't have horses.
Are you in somebody else's yard?"
No, there's a horse pasture like behind my house.
Oh,
There's
that's nice.
a goat dairy next to my house.
I thought
The people that have the goats have horses and cattle too.
so. This is interesting. You live up in Wisconsin, and you just described like South Carolina, and you listen to that music.
There's rednecks everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning. I think there's rednecks all over the United States. You can tell from YouTube videos. You know, there's rednecks everywhere. I don't know what the criteria is.
Yeah, there's a lot of us.
Yeah, there is.
But then, what did I do after the condenser though today?
What did you do?
What did I do? Oh, I had to meet the state inspector for that makeup area unit I've been dorking with lately.
So what does that mean? You installed a makeup area unit? It had to be inspected?
Well, so it's a finishing shop. They like stain, trim, and stuff. And the owner is my boss's friend or whatever. So they bought a used one from the lumberyard, paint booth basically, and then it had a makeup air unit with it, and I had to duct the makeup air unit into the building and tie the gas line in. I run like 150 feet, 1.5 inches black iron, and then tie it into the makeup air unit, hang 2 unit heaters, and gas pipe everything and vent it all.
So when you say it got inspected, everything gets inspected, do you have to have like a specific license, or you work under a license for gas fitting and heating? Is it consolidated? How are the licenses in your state?
This is Wisconsin.
That's like the answer to the question. This is Wisconsin, bro. There's no licenses.
You could have a contractor's license.
Well, some states is like my state. It's it's North Carolina. You think it would be like relaxed, good old country boys, but it's not like that. They have regulations on everything. So I'm kind of curious.
Speaking of that, have you ever taken off your shirt and whipped it around your head like a helicopter?
Yes. I guess technically the answer is yes.
Anyway, yeah, no, Wisconsin doesn't have any licensing for HVAC.
All right, I'm trying to follow what the logic is there. Why are you asking me about doing that? I figure everybody's done that, right?
Because it's that song. I don't know. It's the North Carolina song.
I didn't even think about the song. Yeah, that's funny.
That's.
I didn't follow it for a second. I thought it's just the oddest question I've ever heard in my life.
No.
And here's what I'm thinking of. Do you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? You know what that is?
Louisiana Saturday Night?
I don't know. They kind of go together, but now I'm doing Batman. But
oh, Batman? No, that's not what the Louisiana Saturday Night song says anyway. I don't know why I thought of that. But
they ought to add that in there. Louisiana Saturday Night. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Yeah, I can see that going together real well.
See? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's funny. So, okay, I do want to talk to you seriously about what licenses do you hold personally? Do you have to have beyond EPA?
I got my EPA, and then I have a bunch of licenses for Minnesota, but that don't really help me here, back when I used to live in Minnesota.
So what did Minnesota require you to have, or what did you have there?
Oh, you had, every city had their own gas card. Not like every big city. So where I lived, St. Cloud, well, I didn't live in St. Cloud, but I worked mostly in St. Cloud, and that they had their own city gas card there. So you had to take a test and pay a fee every year just to be able to work on gas appliances. You couldn't even work on a furnace, technically. Hook ductwork up to a furnace if you didn't have the gas card.
For each town?
Minneapolis, all them had it, all the cities.
So do you have to take a test for each town every year?
Well, some were reciprocal, and some, if you had one, they would allow it, and they could just pay your fee.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
There was no state license, but I had like my boiler operator's license, and I had my plumbing license, and so you do have some, but you don't have like this, like a consolidated license that allows you to do multiple things. You got to do licenses for each particular little thing. Well, in Minnesota too, there's no state license for HVAC either. There wasn't 5 years ago. there was a plumbing license, electrical. Like you had to have a license to do low voltage wiring. You had to. There was like a
What?
voltage limited electrician.
Really? Like just to hook up the thermostat?
So if you were a licensed regular electrician, that was okay. That worked for your voltage limited. But if you were a HVAC guy and you wanted to wire your thermostat wires, then you had to have your voltage limited license.
That is
So
that's stupid.
the electricians always pulled the thermostat wire on like a new construction or something, and then they would never pull the right wire, and then they'd hook them up because it was like part of their job. And then before you turn it on, you'd always have to go back and hook it up the right way.
Yeah, yeah, because they are electricians. You know, they
They
only
know
get
how
it
to hook
right
up
when
the
it's like
right
a
wire
black
and
and
black
white in the
wire.
ground. You know,
Yep.
electricians, they're ridiculous. Drilling holes in ductwork. That's all they do. Drilling holes in ductwork and going, all right, might as well run it through here. There's a hole.
What about Bruce? Is he ridiculous?
Who's Bruce? What are you talking about, Bruce?
Well, remember when I was working the other day and I talked to you?
Oh, no, Bruce is great. No. Bruce is great. I like Bruce. If he drills a hole in the duct, we can re-examine this conversation. But until he does that, if he hasn't already, I like Bruce. Bruce is the best electrician I've ever met, secondhand. I don't know. Electricians are funny. It's for some reason, I don't know if it's them or the plumbing trade that drills through ductwork more. It's like they don't spot holes; they just drill the hole. It's because I guess their holes are small enough when they're running Romex. They're just like, all right, well, I could spot a hole, but the bit for that's just slightly smaller than the bit I'm going to use, so I'm gonna go ahead and drill. All you see is insulation coming up through the hole, wrapping around the auger bit.
My favorite is when they quit digging in the garden, Ted. My favorite is when they just use our returns as a wire chase.
Absolutely. Hey, they're using plumb-rated wire. No, they're not.
I'm
They
sure
never
they're
have.
not.
They never have. Yes. Yeah. There's not even a Romex connector. It just goes through a hole, a sheet metal hole with like burrs sticking out of it into the plenum.
I ran into that not super long ago. We did a job where we were adding some mini splits to this old house, and they had somebody else like a year before put a furnace in, and they were having, it's like 100-something-year-old house, and they were having issues getting airflow up to their attic, third floor that they finished off. And so this guy went and he bought one of them. It was a 10-inch round, you know, the little booster fans with the prop fans that you put in line and duct.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
This is like a 12 by 18 duct. He put this little booster fan in, put a blank off piece of metal in there, ran a piece of Romex through the ductwork with no Romex connectors or nothing.
So what, he put was it a round fan inside the duct?
Yep. This ductwork
yeah.
is like in a chase that ran up next to the chimney, from the basement up to the third floor.
So he blocked half the duct to blank it off?
Yeah, yep. So he could put that booster fan in.
So the booster fan just brought him back to about 3/4 of where he was already at.
Yeah, pretty much. So I tore it out because I told the people that own the house, I'm like, this is unsafe. Look at these wires.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty funny. Hey, but it happens all the time for some reason. I don't know because people know it's bad. You know, there's a metal circle here, a rough cut metal circle. I'm gonna put this wire with this tiny thin layer around it for protection, where it can just jostle against it. It will play who's the first to die when we touch it.
It gets better. We actually weren't doing any. I added zoning, and the guy had installed a furnace. It was a thermal zone, which is a Rheem, but from United Refrigeration. It's their brand.
Oh yeah.
So, which is fine, but then the dude didn't even spring for a 96%er. He put a 92%er in, and he just cobbled it in with foil tape, and it was rough. Like, we actually ended up tearing it back out and reinstalling it.
Yeah.
The next day. They didn't plan on doing that. We're like, this furnace is unsafe. And it was too. So we ended up having to tear it out and reinstall it.
Now, when he installed it, did he put like the PVC vent into like a metal B vent that was already there or something like that?
No, a lot of these older houses that are brick and stuff, you'll see them where they take the PVC and they just shove it inside the brick chimney.
Oh, I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No, but I guess where's all the exhaust fumes going to go? It's just going to go up out the chimney.
Hey, that's right. I'm sure they installed like a chimney liner and everything too.
Well, I'm sure your brick chimney doesn't ever crack after 100 years.
Well, I've seen a lot of them laying on the ground next to an old house.
No, this was in the center of the house, like completely surrounded by house.
No, I don't think that's not good either. Yeah.
No, we ended up tearing it out and putting it back in. I mean, it was bad.
Well, at least it's a ream furnace. People really like the ream furnaces. So
I don't mind ream.
Yeah, it's sort of like ream. I mean, they look the exact same, right? It's just different color.
Yeah, yep.
So that's nice.
Well, I even my cousin bought a house and I tore out his oil furnace and put in a Durastar, which is from Ferguson. It's a ream painted blue.
I've never heard
It's
of
the
that.
Ferguson brand. They just started with them like a year or two ago, and
Durastar.
they're just reams painted blue.
Are they like reams like Thermal Zone was like the square reams?
It's like ream, like the newest style ream.
Oh, that's nice. Like Fujitsu
Yeah,
ream.
Yeah, I mean it's just like a Weather King. It's a cheap ream or
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean they're just reams.
They're just
painted
reams.
blue because that's what Ferguson wanted.
It's all just reams.
Durastar.
It's just reams. Man, it's just different reams. There's like 50 different reams now. It's almost like Nordine. Let's just make a whole bunch of them.
Well, 50 different carriers too.
That's true. When you count ICP, there might be more of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Can you name all the carriers? No, we're not even going to try. It's impossible.
I can name all the carriers. Carrier. That's it. There's only one carrier.
We're going to need like a savant to name all the carrier units.
Well, I'm sure there's a bunch of ones like I know there's a place called Baker Distributing because you guys always talk about it, but there's no Bakers around here. I know they have a brand. I don't know what that brand is.
Oh, that used to be Grand Air here. I don't know. But that was ICP. I don't know. These things, some of these things have changed that I've found because I haven't been in Baker for like 10 years. It like the brand's changed like 5 times since the last time I went in there.
Oh yeah, see, like Grand Air or Baker Distributing, we don't have them, so I don't see a Grand Air. So I've never seen a Grand Air before. Never seen a day and night furnace before.
But you have. If you've seen Carrier, then you've seen them all.
Well, this is true. Yes.
They're the same.
I mean, I have a Comfort Maker or a Temp Star. I'm not sure which it is. It's just the badge is missing in my shed that we tore out of a house.
Well, man,
and it was only 5 years old.
I was reading. Well, I've known this for a while, but I was reading an Arco Air manual because I went to United. It's like, oh, here's like an Arco Air manual right here. I'll take it. They're free on the counter, but their model numbers I think are the exact same as Heil. Like they're HH something.
I mean, United used to be a Heil. They used to carry Heil until they switched to Arco Air.
Yeah. They got the Arcos, and they have Thermal Zone at our United too. Or they did.
Yeah, and Thermal Zones. That's their brand.
Yeah. Nice. Thermal Zone. I put a few Thermal Zones in. They're the same thing, so whatever. Don't matter. It's all the same. It's all the same. How's that? It's all the exact same crap.
This is true.
It's a collection of stuff that Chinese children made and shipped over here. Then we get real proud of calling it assembled in the United States.
And then when they get done making their furnaces, then they got to go make their shoes.
Yep. Hey, yeah, it's like furnace done. iPhone time. Okay. Now it's shoes. Let's rotate. Let's go into the Nike building next. Yeah.
Except for right now, they're all stuck in their apartments screaming because they're starving.
That's horrible. That was so horrible. I watched that video. I didn't even think it was real when I saw it. It's like, but it's legit. That's crazy.
Well, yeah. Beaver was talking about that Crowder thing. I listened to that interview too about that guy from Australia. He's like, yeah, luckily I have money and I can pay people to. He was saying I could pay people to bring me food that have like licenses to be out, but most people don't have enough money to pay them.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I said all the American dudes that were over there lived in like the same area. I think is what I guess it's the same guy. And they said they could still get food. It was just difficult, but some of these people just can't get anything, I guess.
Yeah, they're starving.
It's sad. It's sad stuff. Hopefully I don't know if that's still going on now. I haven't checked on that in the last couple of days, which is bad. You know, these people have probably been suffering for 48 hours straight while here we are in America. I'm drinking my Coke, talking on the internet after eating at a country kitchen about 2 hours ago. So it was great. I loved it. No.
Yeah, you could take your sunglasses off. It's almost dark out.
I'm not even wearing sunglasses.
My daughter. She's running around the yard with the dogs. She's got sunglasses on still.
Well, you can go take the sunglasses off because
she took them off now.
That's right. I'm about to transition to the next thing anyway because I didn't get finished talking about my drain plug. You're gonna love this. Did you know you're supposed to take those out?
No, you leave them in.
Well, if you leave them in, it becomes an electrical aquarium. And
Yeah, but then you leave them in, and then you just return service. Or
yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely get return service. I'm surprised the one I was on. Well, I don't know if it works or not. That's going to be the curiosity that is answered whenever I start the unit for the first time. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I guess I will let you go because now my daughter is getting my attention. Now she wants to jump on the trampoline.
We'll go jump on the trampoline, have a good time.
We should throw this trampoline in the dumpster. Is what we should do. But...
Well, you do that after she goes to bed. All right. All right, dude. I'll talk to you again next time.
All right. Yeah. Bye.
Later. Our buddy Brandon Benny there. Brenny. Sorry, I always Benny. Brenny. So, guys, let's see. I'm looking at my text here. Oh, yeah, my wife texts me. That's going to be hard to text when I'm like this right here. But maybe I can work something out. Let's see. Here we are. Craig Egan says the NC HVAC license transfers to Florida. I've never heard of that before. They have reciprocity. Is that what it is? Reciprocity? Well, that's kind of interesting. I can go down to Florida and I can challenge Brian Orr's company single-handedly and lose sure-handedly. T-Lex says bacon, fat frying eggs. I'm so hungry, man. I love bacon. I eat the turkey bacon now. I try to stay healthy. Try to eat the turkey bacon. I got down to around 210 pounds and I packed on about 15 over Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now I got to work it back down again. So it's like I feel like Oprah Winfrey here. T-Lex says the sad thing about Shanghai is a first-tier city that is even more advanced and has better facilities than San Francisco or New York. It's interesting. 20 million plus people. That's really, really bad. That's just crazy. I don't know how it is the last day or two. Hopefully it's improved. I have no idea. So I was showing you guys the drain plug on this condenser fan motor, and it's just one of those things that whenever you install them, you have to remove the drain plugs that are oriented down so that they will drain water out. Oh, we got another phone call here. Drain plug, see you again soon. All right, let's see here. Hello, you're on the air.
Well, hello.
Well, it must be Jessica because it's a woman calling my show.
It is. How are you?
I'm great. That was detective work right there. That was easy.
So smart.
You're so nice. I'm average, but thanks. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm just fine. So, did something interesting happen to you over the last whenever?
Yes. Yeah. I had a really awesome call last night.
Perfect. All right, let's hear it.
It was so good. I had to call Craig and Bert to help me.
That's Jesse, everybody.
That is Jesse.
I remember stuff. Okay.
So, unit's freezing up.
Okay.
It's a 410A system. It's a straight cool. Furnace is a 2005 Train, and the case coil and the condenser were a 2018 off-brand Nordine.
Oh dear. I found the problem.
Well,
I'm
you'd
just
think
kidding.
it would be easy. It's a microchannel coil. It's low on refrigerant,
But no.
but it was not.
Okay. Yeah.
It was
It says down here in the chat, it ain't got no gas in it. I guess that's not a problem. It ain't got no, it has gas in it. Okay. It's a microchannel coil hooked up to something it doesn't belong hooked up to, but it's not low on refrigerant. Okay.
not low on refrigerant. My pressures were like 80 over 360.
Okay. This is 410A, I'm
This
assuming.
is 410A.
All right.
So I had a 3 superheat and a 26 subcool.
3 superheat. So the evaporator's almost flooded and it's stacked in the condenser. Okay.
Clean filter, clean coils.
Clean filter, clean coils, right airflow.
Blower was running well. Or so I thought.
That's when you said blower's running well. It's like it's running, but is it really well? That's the question.
Well, so I called Craig and he's like, it sounds like a TXV, but the superheat's low. You could have multiple problems. He's
Oh.
like, check with Bert.
Did he say check with Bert?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You know Craig can solve this problem. He just didn't want to spend time on it.
Probably.
Okay. I just wanted to know that everybody knew that. Okay.
So I called Bert and he says, the blower's not running. It's an airflow issue. I said, the blower's running. He said, check the capacitor. I checked the capacitor. Capacitor's good. He says, okay, check the rotation of the blower wheel.
That's
And
it.
the blower wheel was running backwards.
So the blower, what kind of blower is this? It was a PSC because it had a capacitor.
PSC. Yep.
It was running backwards. Was there any burnt wires or anything like that?
Nope. But when I did the motor touch test, it was hot as all get out.
So it wasn't. So did you find out what caused the blower to fail? I mean, because I've seen sometimes when they would short, or really sometimes on the capacitor, I've seen them miswired where they run backwards. But that was spontaneous. That happened. They didn't. Something. No one messed with it. It just happened, and they called you.
Yes. So I chalked it up to an internally bad failed motor and wrote it up for a new one.
Well, I think you're right about it. I think maybe if you took the end plates off of that motor, you would see some kind of damage or something like that. Do you get a chance to do that sort of thing, or you just chuck it in like the scrapping bin?
I don't know if I get it. If I change the motor, I'll bring it home and I'll dissect it.
It'd be interesting to see because there must be something that caused it to happen because you can reverse rotation on a motor by manipulating it or having a certain failure. So it'd be interesting to see if you find anything. That's cool. That's a neat call.
I was stumped on that one.
So let's see. Did you take an amp draw from the motor before you check rotation?
I did not.
I would be curious to see how many amps it ran in relation to what it was rated for. Because if it runs in reverse, it's not really doing anything. It's just swirling air around in circles, basically. But it's interesting to see if it failed and it's running in reverse, how many amps it was pulling simultaneously.
I mean, I would think with the motor being as hot as it was probably pretty high, would be my guess.
I would think so too. One time I miswired a blower and it ran like 10 amps, 240, just a residential blower for about 2 seconds. And then it became a smoky ball.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that was a mistake on my part. It was completely my fault and very bad, very bad. It ran all the amps. Craig actually said he's seen a condenser fan motor run backwards on a dead cap. That's where I had seen it before, on a ream unit where the cap was dead and the fan motor was running backwards. It was wild. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, Bert said that too, but he said he has never seen a blower motor do that.
Well, you're thinking about a run capacitor. You have a couple wires going to the capacitor itself. The capacitor fails, and it causes this motor to behave erratically. It runs backwards. But the same thing could happen inside the motor, theoretically. There could be a short there, I would think, that would cause the same issue. That's why it would be neat to open it up, because you could find out for all of us and send us pictures.
Well, I'll do my best to find out.
Jessica, that would be fantastic.
Oh.
So how are you besides your strange reverse motor call?
I'm okay. I pretty sure I have a pinched nerve in my neck. So I get to go in tomorrow and get my MRI results.
What the devil? Because you were mentioning that, right? On the Discord.
Yeah.
Yes, I was on the Discord earlier reading some of your stuff. So it said this was all because of, what was it? Was it that same motor that caused this problem?
Not the same motor, but a different one.
That would be something. This motor has got to go. Oh, yeah. Blower motor followed by old condenser fan motor. So what happened that made you strain yourself working on these motors? Just so people would know to avoid this activity.
The blower motor was 15 years old in a package unit, and it was just all rusty. I cleaned it as best I could. I couldn't get my motor puller to work. So I just really struggled loosening it off of the shaft. So
So it was a cleaning process. You're just taking it off to clean it.
no, I had to change the motor.
Okay. You ever
I had
thought
a
about
bad
cutting
motor,
them off?
so I was changing the blower motor.
Could you reach in to cut it? You probably couldn't cut it then, because the blower motor's kind of inside that housing, right
Yeah,
inside the wheel. Ow, that's a pain in the butt right there.
yeah. And then the condenser fan motor I had to change was 18 years old, and I had the same issue. That's one of the hard things about, I don't have a lot of upper body strength, so it was kind of difficult.
Well, for the condenser fan motor, you probably could cut that one off. You could cut the shaft off and drill a hole in the center of it to help it come out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I've used that technique before whenever my puller let me down. Whenever, because I had one of these pullers just like everybody else has. It's like a $20, $30 puller, $40 puller, whatever it is. And when you tighten it up, and sometimes that thing just ain't going to go, all of a sudden your puller just lifts off the hub because it's not powerful enough to push the shaft out. I've had to cut a couple of them.
Well, I think what happened with my puller is the last time it was used, one of my coworkers had to come help me because I could not get the motor off, and he used his drill, and he had to hold it pretty tight, and I think it kind of pinched it, so it wouldn't turn past a certain point.
So when you say drill, was he using like an impact?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen the pullers get damaged before. I think I cross-threaded one of mine, actually, whenever I was using an impact. It was just so powerful, the puller, I guess the quality of the puller wasn't high enough, and it caused it to either cross-thread or twist a little bit, and it was just useless after that.
Yeah. So that's probably what happened with this. But on that second one, the old man was so nice. He's like, I have a vise. You can try using my vise to loosen it.
He's like, I'm just sorry that you have to go through this. You bring the vise over, man. Hit it
And
with your
then
car.
I get it on and it won't work. It was bad out of the box.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Who's this company that made this fan motor that caused this pain in your life? Who is it?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Want to spare their feelings. I respect you, Jessica.
I don't even remember.
Anyway, half of them are no name anyway. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of stinks. I've only had one fan motor bad on startup, and it was actually in a Nordyne unit. It started up, and it was just nothing. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Piece of junk. But no, that's actually not the worst. I had a compressor that was bad on startup. That was Train. So, I mean, I guess it isn't really, true across the board.
Well, and then I saw the craziest Franken system I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, describe this beast.
1995 Linux condenser. So it's an R22 condenser. Mm-hmm. And it was paired with a Train TAM7.
So 1990s model condenser with a TAM7 with the dip switch on R22. That's a lopsided system right there, technology-wise.
Yeah, so it had a grounded compressor, so that baby's getting changed tomorrow.
So are they putting just like a new Train condenser on it, keeping the TAM7?
No, I think we're switching out the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, man!
Because I think the air handler was from 2011.
Oh, so it's been that's 11 years now. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's old enough to go bye-bye. Those were nice units. I like those. You could just flip a switch and use them like that. But they were awful expensive to be putting on an old R22 unit.
Well, he had a guy that was cash only.
Somebody's cousin came along.
Yeah, that's how that one went down.
Well, that's how it occurs in HVAC. I found that there's a guy out there. I was talking, my brother in law's doing this flip house. It's the reason why I was back out in the field for a short period of time. And I'm sitting there working, and he's coming up to me. He's like, I have this guy that's going to do this job here. And he's pointing out all these window flashings and roof stuff that should cost thousands of dollars. He's like, this guy's only going to charge me $500. And I was like, hey, man, that is great. And in my mind, I'm like, that guy's going to do an awful job. Guaranteed. But people are so excited about it. If they pay a little bit, you're going to get a little bit probably.
Pick up your earphones.
Jessica, are you talking to Craig now? Are you
Yeah.
Oh, I can take off the earphones. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what, is Craig there too?
So do the cheap, right, fast.
Oh yeah. I tell customers that they get 2 out of 3. You got to pick the ones you want. Cheap, right, and fast. If it's cheap and fast, it ain't right. If it's going to be right and it's going to be cheap, well, you're going to wait a long time.
I don't even mention fast anymore.
And right and fast ain't cheap.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that's exactly right. How are you guys talking to me at the same time? What are y'all talking about?
I'm on my phone. I got it on the speakers.
It's magic. Y'all sound like you're holding the phone because people call me on the speaker sometimes. It's like, I can't hear anything they're saying. Your phone's excellent. Great job selecting it.
It's a Samsung.
So,
yeah, the old Note 10.
Oh, wow. So you got the one that comes with a pen and you can write on it.
Yeah, I use it all the time.
Oh, man, this is a good phone after all, man. I got the iPhone. I should throw that thing in a river, get me a Samsung. They fold in half now, don't they? It's all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh, I want one of those so bad.
So you want a flip phone?
No.
I want the tablet one.
The fold. It's folded.
They've got the smaller one, but I want the big one that like comes out to the size of a tablet.
Does it flip too?
Yeah.
Like a flip tablet. So it is flip phones and flip tablets now.
Yeah,
great.
but it's like a phone, and when you flip it open, it flips vertically instead of horizontally.
And it's like twice the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to invent one that folds like 8 times. I'm going to call it the accordio. And it like folds like 8 times. It fits in your pocket. But when you unfold it, it's like a 32-inch television.
Like you need to have some kind of cool origami name for it.
Oh, it'll be shaped like a swan. I like that. I can do that. I'm going to go to a restaurant and ask them waiters how they do that. That I can do it with my phone. Thank you. I'm going to write that down. Origami. Okay. Since your husband and wife team is on the phone together, I mean, Craig, what have you been doing?
Me, I just got done cooking. Nordyne doesn't call themselves Nordyne anymore, by the way.
What should I call them?
Nortek.
So if you change Nordyne to Nortek, does that change the units any?
No, they still suck.
Okay. I figured there was a baseline we can start.
Oh, so too many people have been talking bad about Nordyne, so now they went to Nortek.
I wonder what they're going to be next, since they're still bad.
Cash heap.
Well, they've stole all the greatest names. This is what I always say about Nordyne. Stole all the greatest names for all the great appliances of the past and trashed them all. So only your grandfathers and stuff out there remember that Frigidaire was a good thing a long time ago, or Tappan used to be something, and now it's just, ugh, the run cap's busted on my whatever. It doesn't matter. And then you have what's the thing I talked about last time? The Maytag unit, which is like some sort of like shiny silver eyesore that you can see from space.
That stainless steel looks pretty. It's the only thing that looks good on it.
It looks good on a dishwasher.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Man, oh, man. We said we had some audio problems in the chat there on my end. Adam, I'm hoping that's just your internet because I sound good in my headphones, but then there's no internet in between me and my headphones, so I don't know. So we'll see what happens there. So what else you two been up to? What you got going on?
Oh, let's see. I started growing a garden. So I got a garden planted. I got my partner from my old company. He started at the beginning of this month. So I stole a tick from my old company. He didn't throw me under the bus, so I'm actually I was like, good. I like the guys there. I don't want the service manager to hate me. They've lost like half their service techs.
So he's probably gonna hate you there, right? Because you stole his tech.
Yeah, but he doesn't know. So I'm good. He didn't,
Oh, that's why he doesn't hate
Aaron
you.
didn't toss me under the bus, so I'm good.
Ignorance is bliss. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, when the tech rides by and he's like waving at him with like y'all's van, and he's like 2 and 2 comes together. I mean, there's no ramification unless you have to talk to this guy on a regular basis.
Well, my old service manager lives really close to me. I mean, like, I could walk to his house.
Ooh,
but
awkward.
Aaron lives on the other side of the county, so I'm good.
No, okay. Well, you should be safe.
Yeah, I should be safe.
So you're one of those guys who go poaching.
Yeah. The thing is that I've worked with this guy for like, I don't know, 7 years at the same company that he started after I did. It's a great, hardworking guy, and we need people. And if you're going to work with somebody, you want to work with somebody that you know and somebody that you trust and somebody that does a good job. So, yeah, I was talking to him about the place when I was leaving last year.
Man.
That he was like, let me know how it is after a year and I might join you. So I was just keeping my end of the bargain.
Oh, okay. So there's like a plan.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that takes that whole poaching aspect out. Now it's just kind of a nice pact between friends.
Yeah.
Okay. That turned out nicely. I was kind of wondering for a second. So Craig's can go around town taking all the techs away. How long till he takes Jessica away from Brian?
But look. The truth is that if she loves it there, I wouldn't try to poach her from Brian.
I wouldn't go.
Oh man. Oh, this is awkward. Man, you wouldn't go to Craig's company?
No.
Well, because Brian buys tools and stuff, right?
That's right.
I mean, kind of hard to argue with that, though. I mean, it's like, my vacuum pump isn't very good, Brian. And then, like, next day, there's, like, some kind of whatever the newest vacuum pump is, like one of those white Navac ones is in your van. It's like, this ought to do good with the 2-ton system. Yeah. It's good. It weighs more than condenser.
When I left my company last year, they were swearing up and down that that I was headed down there, and I was like, "Look, Brian won't have me. You're good."
Brian won't have you. Brian will take you, man. You don't want to go to Brian's company. Tell the truth.
Brian doesn't do the hiring.
No.
Well, he hired me.
Yeah.
I was an exception.
Well, that's like a direct opposite of what you just said, Justin. You said Brian, he made an exception for you. He wanted you to get to Craig.
I really wanted to do his apprenticeship program, and my company wouldn't sponsor me for it. So he offered me a position.
I think it worked out nicely, to be honest.
I do too.
I think Craig just likes being on his own out there. You know what?
Yeah.
I respect that.
The thing is I enjoy being able to talk to like Bert or Brian or any of the guys down there, and like I can talk to Brian and it's not like he's my boss, and I kind of like.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because it adds. Okay, Jessica, how did it change once Brian was your boss? Did you ever talk to Brian before he was your boss?
Yeah, because I was in school. So, I mean, Brian's just a laid back guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's super laid back, really funny in that like quiet, dorky sort of way.
You think he's laid back because of all the marijuana smoking?
I don't know about any of that.
I'm pretty sure that's not true. I'm just calling it a hunch. I'm pretty sure. But I thought it would be funny to say in the middle of the conversation. Just imagine Brian smoking marijuana, making business decisions. I think that's great.
Oh.
Well, I think he would move his company to Colorado at that point.
Yeah.
It's still not legal here in Florida.
Really? I'm surprised. I'm sure it's coming eventually. You know,
Sure.
DeSantis will run for president, and it'll come after he leaves, probably.
Yeah.
I love DeSantis.
Yeah, I do too.
Me too. He's not even my governor. Maybe there should be reciprocity in that area too. You guys can have Roy Cooper.
Yeah. Hey, look. I was like, North Carolina licenses switch over here to Florida. I mean, you could, Justin's just on the other side of the border from Florida.
Yeah.
But,
We got Joe Shearer's not far.
He's in Tallahassee.
You got a lot of good guys down there in Florida.
Yeah.
There's some old guys who used to be on YouTube that aren't on YouTube anymore that were in South Florida that were really good. Like old Anthony Reardon. I don't think he's even on YouTube any longer, but he was a good tech, and he was from Miami, I think. There was a couple guys from Miami. It was a lot of fun. Those guys have gone away now, left YouTube for greener pastures, which is just staying off the internet.
Well, listen, I as many hours as I work, I can't imagine trying to shoot videos of stuff and getting all the calls done, and then going through all the issues of trying to get it edited and posted, and that's got to be just crazy amount of work.
I think a lot of guys spend like all the time doing that sort of thing. But you know what? Hey, we got another call coming in. Let me catch this next call, see who this is, because I don't know who this is calling from Texas, and I love surprises.
Adios.
Take care, Zach.
Adios, amigos. Hello, you're on the air. Hello? I hear myself talking. This is trippy.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Is the live stream over?
No, you're on live right now.
Oh, wow. Hey, okay. I guess my video is a little bit behind.
It is. You got to turn the video off because there's a lag of like 8 seconds. And after a few seconds, it'll give you brain damage from trying to listen to both of them.
Okay, I muted it.
So who am I talking to?
My name is Brandon Brooks. I'm out of Dallas, Texas.
Brandon Brooks. Hey, first time calling the show, man. This is awesome. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. I follow you on YouTube and a little bit on Instagram. So
you're the guy. All right. Appreciate it. You're that guy. The rest of them are bot accounts that I created. But yeah. It's good.
But no, I just had a random question, man. I was I saw one of your videos the other day. It was a short video about filter dryers. And so I was having a debate within myself about, in your opinion, does it matter whether or not the filter dryer is located outside, right outside of the condenser, or is it better inside at the inlet of the evaporator coil? So does it matter?
This is something we had talked about a few times here recently. And I had put mine, because I just did a video where I was installing one. I put it outside.
Right.
The story is, it wasn't a new installation or anything like that. The story is that I'm setting an old train unit on a flip house, and I'm replacing the dryer because I'm replacing the refrigerant. And I put the dryer right on the outside of the unit so it's easier to get to, which is a little bit different than a new install. I like the convenience of it because I look at it like a service technician looks at it, because that's what I always was. So I look at something that's easy to do. If I had to change a part, no matter where it is in the system, you're going to have to be at the condenser to do some of the work anyway. So you might as well have it right there at the condenser where it's easy. And
I had a... No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I changed out an evaporator coil a couple of weeks ago, and it was on a... might have been a 2000, and it was a Goodman heat pump. Might have been from like 2011, 2012, but they had the filter dryer inside the condenser tucked away at the very bottom corner.
Yeah, they do that.
So,
yes.
And my thing was, I think I've heard people say that it's better if you put it inside, and I was thinking about why. And I guess the only reason that I could think of would be just from like an aesthetics perspective. If maybe the customer doesn't want to see it outside, or, I guess in time the elements could cause it to look bad. But from a practical functional standpoint, I don't think it makes a difference. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I was asking. Do you think it makes a difference from a functional standpoint, whether it's inside or outside?
Personally, I don't think it makes a difference. And here's my logic to this is that where I am from, it's almost always heat pumps. So it's almost always heat pumps. So I have metering devices at both ends of the system. So saying I'm going to put one next to a metering device doesn't make any sense for me because they're at both ends. Right. And if a unit starts up a heating cycle on a heat pump, then I'm closer outside to the outdoor TXV. So the argument can be made for heat pumps to put it anywhere. Now, that being said, I know the instructions for many of the systems state they want it next to the evaporator. So if the instructions say so, I mean, it doesn't make any point what we say. If you don't follow the instructions and there's an issue, then they'll say you didn't follow the instructions. But thinking logically, it could be anywhere. Outside elements could make a difference over time. I have seen them leak. This was at a beach environment where you had a lot of corrosion due to salt. So definitely made that one leak. It rusted out and leaked. If it's in a hot place like an attic, inside, next to an evaporator, the hotter they get, the less moisture they hold. So it actually holds more moisture in a cooler environment than in a hotter environment. So if it's outside and colder, it would actually be able to hold more moisture. Now, I don't think that's a big enough difference, but it's just something I say to make myself reassured when I put it outside.
Sure.
But I think that you can make arguments both ways, but in the end, the instructions will tell you a lot of times to put it inside. So your hands are tied.
Good deal. Well, that makes sense, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Hey, you call the show again, man. It's a pleasure to talk to you. It's nice to talk to somebody that's never called in before.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do, man. Take care.
Appreciate it. Take care.
All righty.
Awesome. It's nice to have a new voice on the line. That just knocked something over. I knocked the Bible over, but that's not a sign. All right. Okay. So I know we've gone over an hour here. I see you guys are talking down there in the chat. The weather is really the reason for the outside thing. It doesn't rust inside. Absolutely. Filter dry, new piece of copper, expansion valve. That's how you protect the TXV. Flowing nitrogen is important to Dallas, saying that Dallas has been around the block a few times, installing filter dryers in the right spot. Like I said, most of the time it'll tell you to put it on the inside. I know Carrier does. Oh, we have another caller in here. I don't know if we can take another caller because my wife will probably divorce me. If you're calling in now, call in on the next show. I will have you on the next show, okay? Because I'm really enjoying that everybody's calling. Yeah, it is great to hear a new person. For whoever's calling in right now, I don't know who it is, call in on the next show. All right, because I have to wrap this thing up. We didn't even talk about SEER 2 or SEER 1 in testing. We didn't talk about any of that stuff. So we'll have to talk about that next time, I guess, because we're over an hour. So I do have some information about the new SEER ratings that I was going to go over, and little charts and stuff like that. And we all love charts. And I was going to go over, this thing right here, which we'll go over next time, which looks like an upside down microchannel coil that Heil's pretending is special. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too, because I that caught my eye. I was like, what is this crap? So I know we need to mention our sponsors for the show here. Our sponsors for the show are Yellow Jacket, new turbo recovery machine. You can find out more about yellowjacket.com. You can learn about this recovery machine. I just used it the other day and it recovered like a boss. So I can tell you that it works, and it seems to work very well. Very large condenser, so I think it does a really good job. Okay, Navac. Hey, there's a couple vacuum pumps right there. They have cordless vacuum pumps, the 4 CFM on the right there, the 2 CFM on the left. And if you go get them at True Tech Tools, use a Shop Talk discount code, save yourself 8%. They do a great job. Get yourself a couple batteries. Get the other battery. Ain't no point in having one battery on a vacuum pump that's powered by batteries or by their adapter that's corded. Either way, you have to do one of those two things, or else it's a bad idea. Company Cam, the only app every contractor needs to document your jobs, to share pictures, share information company-wide. Go to companycam.com and make sure your butt is covered, and all of your customers can't come back and say, you didn't do this. And you say, well, here's a picture, so eat my butt. That's what you can say, and that is a technical term. EWCcontrols.com, forced air zoning products ranging from zone dampers, power open, power closed, thermostats, fresh air controls, zone boards like the BM Plus 3000 that have a variety of ways to augment and change settings to tailor it to whatever system you're working on. And I do believe that's all. That's all of them, guys. Thank you for joining here, guys. Like I said, if you wanted to call in and you didn't get to call in, I know the last caller called in. Call in again on the next show. The next show won't be until next week because I'm out of town for the next couple days going to an ROTC event. I will likely have a special live stream maybe next weekend to try to raise money for my son. He's trying to go to a special camp, and we're trying to raise money to help him go to that camp before he goes to the Citadel this fall, which I'm very sad about because he's leaving, but I'm happy because he is a good man heading for great things. So we're probably going to do something like that next weekend. I'll try to get like some guests lined up or something, try to make it special, maybe play the skilled trade up for some stuff. just do something special, and hopefully we can raise some money for him to help him with that camp, which is expensive, but it also prepares you for a lot of the stuff they're going to do at the Citadel, and I think it's going to be really important for him. Okay. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. We have Jessica. We have Mike. Shows up at the last minute. Hey, you can't make it to all of them, brother. Don't get angry. Dizzy Dallas, thank you for tuning in. Connor, Craig, Albert, Steve. Let's go up the list here. Adam, Zaha. I like saying it that way. I'm sorry. I just like saying it that way. And let's see, anyone else talking in there? And we have our Discord friends over there. Remember, you can go over to Discord and hang out there anytime. I'm actually going to take interviews from Discord. So if you want to be on the show, like with your camera, you can always call in. But if you want to be on a camera interview, feel free to join our Discord server. I put a link up at the top of the chat. I'll put a link here if you want to check it out while we close in the show. I'm going to do that here. Those of you listening on the podcast, you can find it in the description of the podcast. You can find it in the description of this video as well. And I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'll be gone for the next few days, but I'll still have some videos coming out, little tidbit videos like we've had coming out. Feel free to comment on those, get a discussion going. Whenever you get a discussion going, whenever you comment, whenever you interact with the show like Colin, that gives it fuel for discussion, which is what we need. We need to continue to talk. We're tech to tech here. We're discussing things. We're reasoning things. I don't like doing stuff just because someone said, this is how you do it. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out the best way to do things. Let's figure out how we do things. Talk about what's going on in your life. Anything like that. It's all open here, guys and gals. So feel free to call in. I want you to. That's what this show needs. That's what it's about. If I had to sit here and talk the whole time, yeah, it's great. I can do that every now and then. But if you're stuck with me all the time, we're all going to go crazy. So that's what we need. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Thank you, Clint. Thank you, Brandon, for tuning in. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate it, guys. Enjoy this last little video for those of you who were watching the YouTube podcast, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Rest of you, enjoy this. Just a little symbol of what I think about when I am doing my work, whether it be in the studio, out in the field, or however I'm earning money. I always think about this, and I hope you think about something like this as well. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Okay. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and tried to ball the rain. The itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Yay! Oh! Say night night, Dada.
And I did it.
Say I love you.
I love you.
Blow me a kiss. Say